What's up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NBA podcast, back for another week. I'm your host, Alex Leak. We got Dustin back on the show. Dustin, good to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we got Ricky G back on the show. Ricky, great to have you back. Your third time on the show, man.
Appreciate you. When do I get paid?
Next time.
All right. Appreciate you.
Ricky G, a big Warriors fan, and I mean, I thought of this. How do you feel about this nickname, like the king of NBA Twitter? How does that sound? I mean, you got like the interactions, all the follows.
You know, my line's interesting, and I'm gonna be arrogant for a minute. I got the best basketball line, and let me tell you why. You can't get away with bad basketball takes without somebody stopping you at the crosswalk.
Yep.
You will go after somebody on my line. You will get caught in the crossfire because I got some good basketball people. I mean, I got some big names on my. I got the guys you listen to do the games on ESPN to the studio to NBA players. I got a good line. I got a lot of basketball coaches.
Yeah, the beat writers too.
Yeah, I got a big line. I got a good line. I built it from screwing around. I don't know. I got a lot of haters too. I just wish people would. How do I say this? I think we all grow when we have basketball pushback and we have basketball dialogue. When we all agree on everything, it's a waste of our time.
Yeah.
Because we all have different lens. And one thing I try to do is I try to respond to everybody and I try to talk. And maybe I'm an arrogant, sometimes condescending. I can be a little strong. I have a lot of basketball conviction. Sometimes I could do better, but I'll put my basketball line up against anybody's.
Yeah, I think you do great. You know, I've been following you for a couple of years now, and like, it's always been great conversation. It never gets like, even if you disagree with someone, you never like start throwing insults or anything like that. Even though you get hit with insults all the time and people trying to cross the line, you know how to handle it, and you do a great job of that.
Well, the good thing about my line, take me out of it. I can start a conversation. I can go away.
Yeah.
That thread will continue with a lot of good basketball conversations with a lot of people.
Yep.
You know, but it is what it is.
Guys like Dime Dropper and the beat writers.
Dime Dropper's
yeah.
Those are my guys.
Who's that guy? You got me in touch with the Lakers beat writer from back in the day.
Oh, Lyle.
Yeah, and he's awesome.
Lyle Spencer. Let me tell you something. He's had the best seat that we all dream about.
Yeah.
This guy was in Showtime, Lakers locker room. This guy had the best seat in the house. You and I, we dream about his seat.
Yeah.
I got Peter Vesey too. Peter Vesey from NBC Sports.
Yep. I saw you talking with Brandon Jennings too. All the guys.
Brandon Jennings, Mark Jones. Mark Jones is on my line a lot.
Yep.
Send all those our way.
Who?
Send all those guys our way.
Hey, my line's open, man. You know, that's the funny thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I started a pod business, just my line, I could do some great pods.
Yeah.
And my DMs is off the hook. If I told people I got some NBA dads in my DMs.
That's awesome.
I get, and then but I could have some good pods. Just doing pods with Lyle on Showtime Lakers.
Yeah.
Your Vesey on NBC Sports. Yeah. And then get Brandon and Rashad Phillips and Brandon Jennings on. I mean, I got the good deal. I always tell people, it's not how many followers you have, it's who follows you.
Exactly. And we're trying to grow. I've been building our NFL podcast for a couple of years now, and we've done like 60 plus football interviews. We're trying to get the NBA going, and we actually have a pretty big break. We got a big interview coming up this week, a former player. So I'll make sure and send that one to you.
Okay.
You're gonna like this one. So
now if I really want to set my line on fire, my best pods would be with some wise guys from Vegas.
Yeah, there you go.
The odds makers and the guys I could really put Twitter on fire. Some of them guys would have to hide their face, and some of them would clutch their voice. But the guys, the cartels and the wise guys, that would be a great pod.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into the NBA playoffs. I mean, they've been great so far. You know, tell me what you think of this. I mean, when during the regular season these days, it's damn near unwatchable. I have a hard time watching the NBA regular season, but the moment that play-in tournament starts or the playoffs start and the games become meaningful and it's do or die, all of a sudden I'm loving it again. What do you think?
NBA has 3 seasons: regular season, playoffs, last 4 standing.
Yep.
Jerry Tarkanian used to always tell me when I was around him in Vegas, regular season basketball is fool's gold. You're wasting your time. Have it on, walk around, see it, watch it, look at it. But till the playoffs start, don't pull up a chair. And when the playoffs start, pull up a chair because they start guarding.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't have travel. And a lot of teams are playing 10, 12 players. They're traveling. Guys are load management, back-to-backs. You get all that out of the way and you get playoffs. You put teams in the same city a couple of days. Everybody's on tape.
Yeah.
It's about the dudes and defense. Rebounding and defense wins chips, mid-range.
Yeah.
But now the Warriors are pushing this. Now, let's go back to the Warriors for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Now this depth lineup they got is interesting because they're going to have to pick their spots. Not because their guards are small. They're going to have to, and they're not really small. Steph 6'3", pulls about 6'4", 6'5". Wiggins and Green can't last against the big bodies on long stretches. So they got to pick their spots and use it in a closing lineup. But Kerr may change it a little bit and say, okay, let's play open court, let's spread the floor, and let's let our guards go after them. So we might see a little different dynamic. But I think when they play the Phoenix Suns or the Bucks or whoever they play, those teams will hold up. You want to play this shit? Okay, we're going to pound you now. So it's going to be about matchups. That depth lineup's not going to be an everyday lineup as the rounds progress. They can't. The Bucks would crush that lineup.
Man, I'm super impressed with the Warriors so far, though. My pre-playoffs prediction is a Warriors-Nets finals. And Nets-Bucks is really, to me, where the East goes. But Warriors-Nuggets so far, the Warriors have done a great job. They've made it look pretty easily. To me, Draymond against Jokic, Draymond's done a great job on Jokic, and he got him ejected out of game 2.
Well, they're running bodies at Jokic, but Green does a good job. But I want to go back to your East for a minute. There's a team that wears green uniforms.
Celtics?
Yeah. That defense they got is criminal.
Yeah. It's tough for the Nets.
That's another team. That team would crush the Warriors' death lineup. The way they switch with them athletes, that would be tough. I don't know. I mean, that's a matchup I would love to see. The Warriors' death lineup against the Celtics. I'm not sure that would work. Maybe.
Well, Dustin, you got a question?
Yeah, so I was wondering, so we're seeing a lot of young, great stars, who do you think has the higher ceiling, John Morant or Anthony Edwards, and which team, how far do you think Memphis can go?
Anthony Edwards is the next dude.
Yeah.
John Morant is all that, but Ant is special. I did not see this coming this fast. Ant is big, strong, explosive. Ant is a dude. When you go back to the Clippers game, when Paul George got on him on the island, I saw Ant take him in a half-court set and put his shoulder into him and blow him up and put him in the third row. Wow. That was special. But John Morant's a dude, too. I mean, kids are different. Like the Warriors. Kerr don't like to play kids. Kuminga's not getting any run right now. Now, I think in the matchups, as they come and change, they play more athletic teams, you'll see Kuminga. But I want to slow down on the Warriors. We've had 2 big wins. We're going back to Denver. Denver's a short team right now. They're missing players. Let's all just slow down a little bit. Let's relax. Each series presents its own problems.
You had a great comparison for Anthony Edwards. You called him young
Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah.
I see Dominique Wilkins in his game.
Educate some fans on Dominique. I think a lot of kids don't know about Dominique's game.
The best in-game dunker I ever saw, and he dunked with violence. And he dunked on people. Dominique, I don't know if I've ever seen a better in-game dunker.
Yeah.
And his dunks were...
Vince Carter's in that conversation.
Vince Carter, yes, but Vince Carter wasn't as violent as Dominique. Dominique was violent because he was smaller. See, Dominic was small. See, when you're smaller and you have that explosion, it seems more violent than when somebody's a little. It's like slam dunk contest. A smaller guy actually has a better advantage over a bigger guy because he looks more violent.
Nice. I like that. Good insight there. Let's go Suns Pelicans.
It's over.
Chris Paul took over in game 1. That was crazy.
Well, Chris Paul said something was interesting. He said that the Pelicans were verbalizing their communications on going under screens, and he was hearing it.
Wow.
So, yeah, I thought that was very interesting. So the Pelicans got to change that up game 2. They can't be talking verbally. They got to know what they're going to do and keep it to themselves. If they're going to tell Chris Paul what they're going to do, he's going to pick them apart.
Yeah. Dustin, you wanted to see the Clippers Suns, right?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, but unfortunately they didn't make it.
Well, Clippers, let me tell you, don't feel sorry for the Clippers. They will be the favorite in the NBA next year if everybody comes back.
Yeah. I like their team a lot. And they showed a lot.
It's all wings. They're going to look like the Celtics.
Yeah.
See, everybody talks about read and react, don't work, movement don't work when you get late in the playoffs, etc. No, here's the problem. Teams like the Celtics or the Warriors chip teams, the Clippers next year, when you have athletes, 1 through 5, all big, strong, athletic, they can switch everything, they eat all offenses. There's not an offense in the world that beats them. You have to beat them off the bounce, and that makes it difficult.
Reminds me of like the 90s Bulls, ability to switch everything and just size and length.
Man, did you see my line the other day when we got into that on the best
Yeah,
teams? That was
I want to ask you about that. Who's your top teams in NBA history?
Showtime Lakers, Walton, Bird Walton Celtics, Jordan Bulls team. Kobe and Shaq had a team that was there. Warriors 17 team. The 2 best teams that never won it was the 77 Sixers and the Blazers when they had Bonzi Wells and Rasheed on it. Those are the 2 best teams that never won.
Pippen on that team too, Rasheed.
Yeah, that team was loaded, man.
The bonus.
They were loaded.
What about the Spurs with the Twin Towers?
No. I like the Spurs. I think the Spurs' best team was when Kawhi was younger and Duncan was more in his prime.
Yeah.
There we go. But the problem with the Spurs, they're a boring basketball team, and they're not sexy, so you just overlook them. Tim Duncan's the same way. I mean, I don't know why. People talk about best players of all time. Why is Tim Duncan not mentioned?
Yeah,
Tim Duncan and Akeem Olajuwon's another one. He don't get mentioned either.
Yep, Duncan won Ray Allen 3 away from being 6-0 in the finals.
1 offensive rebound on a fucking free throw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Coaches should break clipboard. Anytime you give up an offensive rebound, that's an automatic break of clipboard.
Absolutely.
Automatic.
Go ahead, Dustin.
Oh, I just had a quick question for him. Switching gears for a second. I've been seeing a lot of things where people are talking about the Lakers head coach job may not be as popular as it used to be. What is your belief on that?
Mark Jackson.
You think would he want it?
Mark Jackson. Stay tuned.
Yeah. He's got a little insight on
Mark
that.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Let me say this. I think it's Mark Jackson's job to turn down.
Okay. Why not Jeff Van Gundy? Not just for the Lakers, but in the league.
For who?
For anybody. I think Jeff Van Gundy should be in the league coaching. Mark too. I think they would have been out of the league for so long, and it always.
Well, Mark fits the Lakers.
Yeah.
He'll draw a line in the sand, and he can deal with LeBron and AD.
Yeah.
See, you got to have somebody that's got some cred to go in that locker room. You send a new coach in there or somebody inexperienced, like you hear Juwan Howard's name. You got to have somebody who's going to stand up to AD and LeBron.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Let's do Mavs Jazz. So Luka out game 1, out game 2, but a big win in game 2. Jalen Brunson, a career high 41 points to get a big win at home, even the series. You think Luka comes back? How do you see that series going?
I don't know if Luka's going to come back. And that's my experience on that injury.
Yeah.
Minimum 10 days. 2 weeks. I've never seen anybody come back less than 10 days, 2 weeks on that injury.
It's a lingering injury.
Brunson went up. But see, here we go again. Jazz perimeter defense. They can't guard this conversation. And then Gobert gets killed because he gets roasted and cooked. They all set him up for failure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's their guards can't guard. Mitchell don't guard. None of their guards can guard chest to chest on ball and keep the ball in front of them. So
what about that rumors of that Jazz guard, or not Jazz guard, that Jazz coach maybe going to LA?
I think Snyder's going to take the Spurs job if he leaves.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard that rumor too. Or
I don't know why. I'm not sure the fit there. I don't know the history there. I know he has some history with the Lakers. I didn't know he had history with the Spurs.
Yeah. Let's do Heat Hawks. The Hawks really impressed me last year. I did not see this team going to the conference finals, and Trae Young stepping up, playing big in the playoffs. But I don't see them getting past the Heat. And Trae Young was cold as an ice tray, going 1 for 12 for 8 points in game 1.
Well, the Heat's not going to let him get off. They're going to trap him. They got late.
Yeah.
The small guard situation. The problem with small guards, you got to be the 1%, and Trae is the 1%. But if you're going to be the lead man on a team, you got to be the 1%, and you got to have. And he's got good wings next to him and good length next to him. I get that, but he's got a guard. See, I don't understand how you can have a small guard and have to hide him in the corner, because it kills you on offensive glass. Because the man he's in the corner with comes on the backside for offensive rebound. Trae's got to be able to get out front and guard like a Garland, or guard those guys out on top to help his team. But I don't know. They're getting Collins back on game 2?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard that.
That will help them. But I see the Heat beating them in 5 or 6.
Do you see the Heat as contenders?
No. They don't have that dude.
Jimmy Butler's supposed to be.
He is in a different way.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler's not good. He's not going to go get you a bucket.
Yeah.
Is he? Is he? I don't know.
I thought the Bulls should have kept him. I like him over, DeRozan or Levine right now.
Well, those guys, they ball pound too much. I don't like ball pounders.
Yeah, that's a good insight on the Trae and this guy going past him for the offensive rebound. You don't hear anybody else talking about that.
No, see, what happens is when he stands in the corner, Trae actually he uses the sideline in the corner for his see ball, see man. And when he sees ball, once the ball goes up, he turns. He turns like to the ball to go get the rebound or the pass. His man's going backside, who's a good sized man, because he usually guards a slow 6'5", 6'7" guy that's not a scorer. Then that guy, like Tucker, punished him. Was it the Bucks? What series was it? I think it was Tucker. Somebody, they come from the backside and get offensive glass.
Yeah.
But I don't know why teams don't attack. I don't know why teams don't attack him more.
Yeah.
I would hunt him. That's what the Celtics are going to do to the Nets guards in game 2. They're going to hunt those small guards.
I'm looking forward to that. It's a big game too. Go ahead, Dustin. You got a question?
Yeah. So I was wondering, how far can Embiid and James Harden lead the 76ers? To me, I think they're a good team and could be a very good sleeper.
Well, they got the easier draw. Let's say the Sixers win their bracket. They're going to play a team. The Bucks or the Celtics got to beat each other, and then that winner's got to go play the Bucks. So the Sixers are going to be playing a team that's been through a couple of wars. That might help them.
Yeah. How you feel about those Embiid, Harden, Shaq, Kobe comparisons we've seen on Twitter?
Please.
Maxey, 2 solid playoff games.
He's the winner in that trade. Maxey was the winner in that trade. It opened up space for him. So, and I think I tweeted that Maxey was the winner.
Yeah, in that trade. I like him, a good young player.
The problem is, what is Harden going to be? As they go deeper.
As they go deeper,
see, the problem with Harden in the playoffs, I heard this the other day. I thought it was a good line. You don't have to beat Harden; he'll lose to you. That's the difference.
Yep. Dustin, you got a question about your Bulls?
Yeah. So my question is, what's the ceiling for the Bulls with this starting five that they have now, and what can they do in the future to finally try to bring a championship to Chicago?
That's an interesting question. I don't know. Bulls are difficult for me. First of all, I think Pat Williams is a star.
Yeah.
Is DeRozan?
The problem with DeRozan is he's a great mid-range player, but mid-range game wins in the playoffs. But it's got to be your go-to move. When it's your every move, I don't know how that dynamic works. And I'm not sold on Levine. I like DeRozan, but I don't know about Levine.
Yeah.
You miss Ball. Ball would help you.
Yeah, Lonzo.
I don't know. The Bulls are an interesting team. I'm not sure their roster translates in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think they're well put together,
Well,
which is kind of surprising with that GM and that head coach.
Well, I think they'll get it right. But the Bulls are kind of like Charlotte. They're great in transition.
Mm-hmm.
See, Charlotte's the same way. You put Charlotte in half court, they can't play.
Yeah. They got exposed in that play-in game. Let's go with Celtics Nets. Man, so I know you're loving on Boston. I'm a Nets guy. I like this Nets team. KD and Kyrie, what Chuck and Shaq said, they're the two best closers, the two best one-on-ones in the game on the same team. Boston almost blew an 11-point fourth quarter lead. If they lose that, I think you tweeted this. If they lose game one, how do they win?
They don't. They lost that game. They don't. That last bucket that they got was 4 players ran perfection. Rebound, outlet, sideline, pump fake, split the double, pass, kick, layup.
Yeah.
No timeout. They ran that to perfection.
No timeout. Yeah.
Let's get to your team. Where's KD? Can KD get in here? Oh, I got some questions.
I'll call him up.
Yeah. Here's a question I have for you guys in the Nets. You got 2 guys who shot makers, KD, Kyrie, the best. But when they hunt shots like they hunt shots, when they don't get to go where they want to go, then they kick it to another player and expect that player to deliver late in the shot clock.
Yeah.
That won't work against the Celtics. See, like Kyrie was spectacular in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But that last possession, he ball pounded so much at the last when he couldn't get to where he wanted to go. All right, KD, bail me out. Now KD's got a short clock. Now let's say you get those 2 guys in that situation. You got 3 players. The only time they can help you is on bailouts.
Yeah.
I don't think that works.
Yeah, it's straight ISO ball. Yeah.
Not against an elite defense. But Kyrie and KD, they're great shot makers. Your problem is going to be the other end. You watch game 2. The Celtics are going to make Nash only play 1 small guard. If he plays 2 and 3 small guards, he's going to have problems. Because Smart's a beast.
I think it comes down to shot making. I mean, if you got to bail out and kick out the guys like Seth Curry, Patty Mills, those guys got to hit those shots.
Yeah, but they got to guard the other end.
Yeah, and that's where they become a liability.
See, you got killed. See, you're going to get killed on the glass. You got the same problem back to Trey. You got 2 small guards. One of the small guards is going to have a big on him that he's not a big, but 6'7", 6'6", back on that baseline. So he's going to come on the weak side, getting offensive glass on the baseline.
Yeah.
So when you put players who can't guard, they're small on the baseline, you lose rebounding block out because they're always waiting for the outlet to go and they don't block out, and the rebounder's coming from the baseline, so the other players don't even see them.
Yeah,
because they're looking for players coming from behind them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I would like to see the tape and the numbers of players that give up offensive glass from the baseline who are hidden on defense.
Yeah. That's a great point.
Can I
go ahead?
Ask something?
Yeah.
Okay, so would your mind change a little bit if Ben Simmons was to come back like game 3 or game 4?
That's a good question.
Here's what I believe. Murray, Simmons, when you take a whole year off and all of a sudden now you're going to come and play in the playoffs, Simmons off all year. Mm-hmm. You're going to put him against that Celtics team with no game reps, no that's risky.
Yeah.
Now, if you want him just to guard people and try to be a playmaker, I'm open to that. But the ball's going to find him. Now you got a player who hasn't played all year. He's got to deliver. I don't know. To me, that's risky.
Yeah. Maybe the Nets get desperate.
Well, he's short minutes role player at best.
Yeah.
I just think that's unfair. I think you're setting him up for failure. Just like Murray. If he comes as good as Murray is, let's say he plays the next game at Denver. How do you do that? When are you going to play 15, 18 minutes? And then you haven't played all year. You're coming off an injury. I don't know if he can help you.
Yeah, I remember that talk when Derrick Rose was coming off the knee injury, trying to get him back just for the playoffs, and he hadn't played all year.
Look at Clay struggles at first.
Yeah.
The NBA game's not that easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not. You just can't take a year off and just, okay, let's do this. It doesn't work that way.
All right.
In my opinion, the Nets really need him though.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but if he don't help you, what good does he do you? Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. You put him on the floor, I'm gonna put a scheme to where the ball has to find him.
Yeah.
See, when you have players that know threats like that, you can scheme to make that ball go to him.
I wonder if he's been working on that three at all.
It's not him. Well, forget that. Just for him to put the ball on the floor and create at that level against the Celtics, that's hard to do when you haven't been doing it for a year. I don't care how good you are.
Yeah. All right. So do you want to do some predictions? I mean, how are you feeling about your Warriors at this moment to win the West, or do you think the Suns get back? I don't see the Suns as a team that gets back to the finals. I know they're solid, they're deep, but I just think someone else is going to do it. I'm riding with the Warriors. This is the first time we've seen Steph, Clay, Draymond back together. Jordan Poole stepping up. I like this Warriors team. I'm all in on Golden State to go to the finals.
I like my team, but the Suns are the favorite.
Okay.
They got home court. They've been together all year. They got a big. We don't have a big, and they match up with us, and we match up with them. Warriors and Suns are a mirror of each other. They play similar styles. The only thing is, see, everybody on from my Warriors fan base always talks about eight as their weakness. The Suns' weakness to the Warriors is you got to make CP3 play defense.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the weakness. That's where you got to see. My fan base wants to attack eight and play him off. No, you want to attack Chris Paul, make him guard. I don't think Chris Paul can guard Poole or Steph.
Yeah,
he's too small for Clay.
Yep.
Middleton shot over him like a chair in the final.
Yep.
So that's can they do that? I don't know, but I think the Bucks are. I think it's a Bucks Suns repeat until I see otherwise.
I'm hoping for Bucks Warriors. How do you think Bucks Warriors would go?
We got nothing for Giannis.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Nobody.
If he repeats, let's say he repeats back-to-back championship, back-to-back Finals MVP. Where does that put him? I mean, he's gaining quickly.
Well, he's the best player in the game right now. I tweeted that a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Let me say it this way. I think he impacts the game more than when you start talking about the best between KD, Giannis, and Embiid, Joker, what are we talking about? We're splitting hairs. Mm-hmm. But as far as really putting their handprints on a finals game, I'm not sure anybody does it more than Giannis.
And his defense last year in those finals was amazing.
Oh, he's a beast. He's a beast.
Yeah.
3 years ago, you could scheme him off the floor.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. Dustin, you got a question? A final one?
Yeah. This one's kind of a two-parter since it's my final one. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we were just talking about Giannis. Where does he rank among the most dominant? I know that you're a big fan of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Would you put him in that category with Kareem and Wilt and all them guys?
Not yet.
Potential to be?
Yeah.
Oh, he's potential. I mean, you know what Giannis is? He's not as big, but I see a lot of Wilt Chamberlain in Giannis.
Yeah.
From athletic, length, strength. Let me tell you something. As a young kid, when I saw Wilt Chamberlain the first time on a basketball court, I thought this guy came from Mars. Who is this guy? When you watch Wilt Chamberlain run end to end, and he's the fastest guy on the court, like, dude, This guy's not human.
Wow.
Will Chamberlain's the greatest athlete I ever seen. And I
How
used to
did-
do sports. I used to do sports shows with Jim Brown, and Jim Brown told me straight to my face, "Will Chamberlain's the best athlete." That's coming from Jim Brown.
How did Kareem defend that against Wilt?
Nobody defended Wilt when he was pissed off.
Yeah.
See, Will was kind of like Michael. You
Yeah.
pissed him off, you got a problem. Will was a nice guy. Will was a nice guy, but if you piss Wilt off, he put the rim in his back pocket. Okay, you guys ain't making no more buckets. This is enough of this. So Will played above the box. He was a massive man. He was
Yeah.
athletic. I mean, imagine if you took Giannis and LeBron and put them together, you might have a Wilt Chamberlain.
Wow.
Think about that.
That says a lot right there.
Think
was
about that.
Wilt, because I know, he doesn't get credit for all the triple doubles with blocks. Was he a passer like that?
Well, he led the league in assists one year after he led the league in scoring. He did whatever he wanted. He had the greatest line of all time, though. Remember when they started doing the shoot-arounds, Bill Sharman, his coach? They used to make him come at 10 in the morning that night. He told Coach Sharman, look, here's the deal. I'm coming to the arena one time a day. You want me at the shoot-around or you want me at the game?
That's awesome.
So the other part was, do the Lakers not making the playoffs kind of hurt LeBron's like legacy a little bit, do you think?
No. LeBron's legacy, well, it depends who you talk to. LeBron's legacy is fine. LeBron's an all-time great. People get pissed off at me because I don't see LeBron as the best. Nobody's going to pass Kareem, Wilt, and Michael Jordan on my list.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
And I've seen them all.
When
you watch LeBron and Michael, just the eye test. LeBron's a plotter, kind of a big diesel truck, just bullying. Michael's graceful, dancing, and smooth. It's just a different. Michael's that thoroughbred horse. They both are effective in their own ways, but for me, it's MJ. And the best, and the player that nobody ever talks about who would be in the GOAT conversation if he didn't get hurt was Bill Walton.
Bill Walton,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
But his feet gave out on him.
I want to watch more young prime Bill Walton. I haven't seen enough of that. I've seen more
Bill
Bill Walton.
Go watch Bill Walton 77 finals against Portland.
Yeah. I'm gonna have
He
to
beat
watch
a hell
that.
of a good team. He took the rim away from Doctor, McGinnis, Caldwell Jones, Daryl Dawkins. He took that fucking rim and put it in his back pocket. He said, "You guys ain't got no rim. What are you gonna do?" That's what he did. He took the rim away. They lose the first two in a row, and they come home and win the next four. They win the next two at home and go back and win the next. He just took the rim over. And Bobby Gross outplayed Dr. J in that series too.
Yeah. Bill Walton gets a lot of talk about that, but did you see much of Sabonis, Arvydas Sabonis, before he came over?
I saw him on the end, and you saw highlights on the Olympic team.
Yeah.
He was a beast. He's in the Walton. You take Bill Walton and Jokic and Sabonis, you're kind of all tied in together. You can, this guy's better than this, that, whatever you want. The difference between Jokic and those two, Jokic could actually play the point.
Yeah.
Walton and Sabonis couldn't play the point. They couldn't get the ball off the glass, take it down the court, dribble, kick on a break. They couldn't do that. But Jokic can. I don't know why. I would play Jokic at the point. I don't know why they don't.
Yeah. I love seeing Draymond getting him kicked out of the game. Draymond is so modern day Dennis Rodman to me. He's a lot of fun.
Tonight. Draymond was good tonight. Belly was good tonight.
Yeah.
Wiggins was exceptional tonight. See, I'm a big fan of Andrew Wiggins and Mikal Bridges. Your team needs those guys. You want to win a chip, you got to have a guy like that on your team.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been preaching for a while now about Wiggins, and I agree, Mikal Bridges too. They're both very underrated. No one talks about them.
They guard first options. Nobody cares about the. See, here's the problem. If you've never squared up with a dude, you have no idea what that's like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? See, I squared up with a Raymond Lewis in the summer league. I know what the fuck that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I played against Lonnie Shelton in summer leagues. I know what that looks like. These guys don't understand what. Hey, go guard Raymond Lewis out on the highlight. What the fuck? Good luck. When you guard a guy like that, you just got to pray it don't go viral.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That was me with Notre Dame forward Russell Carter back in the day. I
Yeah.
played against him, and he was like LeBron. He could shoot the three. He would dunk on all of us. We had no chance.
Lonnie Shelton was the biggest guy on the floor and the fastest.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was talking shit to Lonnie goofing around. I got a ball in a break, and I had a little bit of lift. I was going to go up and yak it. Man, he took my ass and shoved me up against the glass. I said, man, motherfucker, you ain't bringing this shit in here. And I never saw Lonnie again in the paint. I left him alone.
That's
Hey,
awesome. What's up, Dustin?
who wins league MVP this year? I know it's a pretty good 3-way battle.
I think you can have either one of the three for me. I think Jokic wins it, but either one of the three.
Yeah. Nice to see Marcus Smart get that defensive player.
Yeah, that was it. That was an interesting. I was surprised, but
Yeah.
he got it.
Well, great stuff, Ricky. It was awesome having you on, man. It's always a pleasure, and you bring the knowledge. And anyone that loves NBA and is on Twitter, follow Ricky G, man. He's got it going on. At J Richard Goodman, right?
That's it.
Yep.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Love to
I
have
appreciate
you.
Man,
All right,
all
man,
that
thanks.
to help
Yep.
me learn today, I appreciate it.
All right, guys. I appreciate you guys.
Yep. Have a good one. Catch you later. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, leave a comment. Let us know what you think, and have a great week, guys. Peace out.